Hello everyone, this is Sharon with Antelecki Visions, and this is an energy update for July 27th through August 2nd. So we are finally completing this midpoint of summer, July, and we are turning the page on a new month, a power month of August. This will be a very potent month ahead, and you may be feeling some apprehension as we do turn a new month and wondering how the weeks ahead are going to be playing out, especially with some new anticipation of school year starting and how this whole reality, this current experience that we're moving in collectively is going to play out. So this year is really not here to mess around. It is going to continue the dismantling process, the transformation that's going to take place throughout the course of this entire year and into the next several years. So this is like the grand opening for the deconstruction to really begin on the planet. So this is why it has been relentless, and know that this deconstruction will continue, that all the old systems are going to be shifted. The old world is going to be shifted of things that no longer work anymore. But it's giving the opportunity to really shape and create space for what will be birthed out of that transformation, out of that demise of the old. So we are also going through that personally in our lives, where we are integrating, releasing, and letting go of what no longer works for ourselves. So you may have found over the course of this entire summer that the past has really revisited a lot, and noticing it even more potently over the course of the last couple weeks, that you may have even found yourself revisiting certain issues or people that didn't really have any kind of closure in your life. And this at times can be viewed as a timeline completion, that if we have a certain experience in our life where that particular chapter never really had any kind of finalization, it can come up again to be experienced or reviewed within us as a way to kind of close that chapter and to move beyond it so we can heal it. And I've been noticing that in sessions with clients and also in my own personal life, that this has been occurring over the course of the last couple weeks. So this timeline completion is adding an element of any kind of loose ends that just needed to be revisited so we could close down that chapter. And that's part of this release and ending of the old ways. So we are still very, very much in an integration period, because even though we seed new ideas, we have new visions, and we plant things, and we are excited and maybe heading in a new direction, there is still a process that needs to take place within that whole creation aspect. So after you really seed something, you have to let go of the old. And I can relate to that in a way of creating art. You may not be able to relate to that in that way, but any kind of hobby, if you seed something or you have an idea or a vision for something, that you still have to clear your space. You still have to set your space so that you are ready to start the project. You are ready to begin something and create. You have to get all the materials for that. You have to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. So an integration really needs to happen in layers and stages in order to really move through that and ready ourselves for that birthing process, for that creation process. So that's part of what we are presently in, is that kind of teetering between the old world and between the new. And we're kind of hovering between both as we get ready for a very large birth that will allow us to finally let go of the old, but it's going to take time in the process to ready ourselves for that actual experience. So, as we've been moving through this summer, there is so much energy moving through us. There is so much that's shifting and changing. And we are not disconnected from each other. We are all one collective. We are all one consciousness. So all that is occurring on the planet right now, we are moving through it as well on many, many levels. And so with that being said, there's so much shifting inside of our bodies, inside of our energy fields, related to what's happening on the earth right now. So if you've been feeling extra tired, if you've been feeling really exhausted lately, just keep that in mind, that to go very gently on yourself. And even though we are moving towards that passionate, fiery, powerful energy of creation, there's still that integration. There's still that time to really tend to your self-care and give yourself that time to rest if you can. Because we do need that time to just kind of sit back and allow that integration to take place. I often think of this time also as very symbolic to a chiropractic adjustment. That when you have an adjustment, if you have ever had one or experienced one, that the old pains or the old injuries can resurface. They kind of pop back up. It's as though it gets a little bit more painful or worse before it gets better. So things from the old, people from the old situations, and our old ways of doing things, our old lives, can be popping up now to be revisited. And this can also be occurring on an emotional level as well. But we need to truly feel it to heal it, and then it really shifts from that point. We are now officially in Leo season, and this particular month is going to offer a boost to our energy. It's going to help to support any levels of vitality and also bring back a sense of confidence to us. It will be giving us a little bit more power and also courage to really hold true and stick to our truth at this time. Because these times are really calling us to stick to our own resonance. With so much duality in the world and so much polarization, so many opinions, it's really important to check in with yourself and feel what's resonant for you. That it may not look how your neighbor is thinking or doing things in their life, but it will be true for you and what you are feeling resonant with. And that's the most important thing right now. And if you're challenged by someone or you're triggered and they're questioning your truth and your beliefs, just come back to that place of honoring and knowing what's true for you. And that's all that matters, is that it's right for you. And to really stick with that and to not allow anyone to sway you off of that course. Because if you're feeling resonant with it, then that's resonating with your soul. That's resonating with your heart. So with that being said, we have a very, very potent month ahead of August, of a lot of really powerful energy that begins right off the bat as we turn the corner to August. So I want to share another channeled message as I'm being guided to share these even more in the updates lately. just as a way to spark some hope, spark some inspiration, and remind you to stay true to your own light, your own power. As you may feel thrown off course at this time, we invite you to bring back the union within, to remember the available truths that ring to the rhythm of your own soul's path. Within the elevation of these times, there is much discord and uncertainty within the chamber of alchemizing transformation within yourself and in the world. You're being asked to step more toward that which you hold near and dear as a valuable beacon of light in the winding paths of these times. As all within and so without, the reflections in the outer world mirror the healing that is being called to be addressed within each individual soul's journey and heart space. Let this truth be a song that echoes throughout your days, to return to like an old familiar lyrical phrase, to lean into for comfort, peace, and awareness. So I loved that piece in this week's message that really reflects on focusing on your own self, your own heart healing, and that the escalation and all that's really occurring in the world is a reflection of all the pieces within ourselves that are unhealed. That we have a combination of our reality is a reflection of all the parts of each individual that form our collective. So when we work on ourselves, we're ultimately helping the collective. We're ultimately helping the future of our planet. So if you do need additional support, you can learn more about my services at endtoluckyvisions.com. I invite you to like and subscribe to this channel, as it does help to support the channel. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, an amazing month of August, and stay strong. Hang in there. Thank you for listening.